So my screen is visible to everyone, right? So in this session, what I will show you is the jobs, whatever I have created in BODS, okay, and whatever running and I mean whatever scheduled jobs. So everything I will explain in today's session.
Is
For
someone
that,
recording the session?
it is already started.
Okay.
So for that, okay, I'm logging into production system. So the URL for this production is PDS. If it is quality QDS, if it is development DDS. I'm logging into production system with my credentials. Okay. So in production, we have three repositories. Okay, I mean local three repositories in the sense 1, 2, 3. So out of three repositories, all the jobs, if you look at the description of local repository 2, okay, this is the repository where we have all the jobs, no, where we have all the jobs in this repository. All jobs in this sense, all B4 jobs. Just log into this repository 2. So meanwhile, I'm just noting it down here. In the landscape system of BODS, we have three servers. One is development, quality, and then production. So all our B4 jobs are in repository, local repository 20 in development, and in quality, local repository 1, and in production we have all B4 jobs in repository 2. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm. So if you look at, I just logged into local repository 2 in production server. Here you can see repository, okay, PDS in this is production. Okay, LR in the sense local repository 2. So here you can see, because since I have logged into this repository 2 with my ID, so it is showing my ID here. So here I have created, multiple projects, or you can say multiple folders, okay, for different tasks in our project. So one, this is the folder for a CBCR task, and all our this is another folder, okay, created for for B4 jobs, and this is a folder created for board jobs. This is the folder created for this P2P P2P jobs. Okay, means click view jobs, and HFM. This is created from HFM. Okay, this is just last folder is nothing but a just a test folder. If you want to run any jobs, manually and ad hoc basis, any testing purpose, this folder has been created. So every folder is nothing but I can say every task defines. Okay, let's start with this CIO, I mean CIO underscore B4. Here under this, there are many jobs created. There are many jobs created under this folder CIO B4. Okay, so I'm going to uh, explain each one of these all the jobs. I mean, majorly here we have three jobs. One is for processing non-SAP templates. That is one of the major job. And the second job is to process the CBCR files. And third one is to process HFM. Okay, and remaining all are kind of just calling the store procs, calling the store procs from BODS. I mean, these Oracle store procs are ANA store procs, SPs. Just to call, I'm calling those store procs which are created in either Oracle or ANA database, calling from BODS. So they are very simple, okay, kind of online statement only. But major jobs are these non-SAP templates and CBCR, and other one is HFM, and one more is there UVO. Okay, let's see one by one. So here I wanted to start with non-SAP templates. I want to start with non-SAP templates. So here from BODS, we are processing non-SAP templates. From BODS, we are processing non-SAP templates. So you already know that what is the non-SAP templates. Okay. So what from BODS with this job, what I'm doing here is I'm simply extracting the data from flat file, extracting the data from flat file, and load the data into Oracle system. Load the data into Oracle system. From Oracle system, okay, data will flow into the B4, means ANA. Okay, that is the process of this non-SAP templates. So for this, whenever you want to process any flat file data, whenever you want to process any flat file data from BODS, those flat files should be placed in a shared folder or NAS drive or shared folder. For that, we have one shared folder. We have shared folder created. We have shared folder created on TechM GCP. On TechM GCP. Here, this is IP for the TechM GCP or server of TechM GCP, where we have created a shared drive, where we have created shared drive or shared folders. Okay. So under this SAP Rise, I have created three folders. DDS folder is for development, and QDS folder is created for quality, and PDS folder is created for production. Okay. So I'm simply opening this PDS. Inside this PDS folder, this PDF folder is a root folder. Inside a PDS folder, it is a root folder. Inside this PDS, again I have created different folders. Okay, which will define each job, which will, which will define, which will define the each job. Like for non-SAP templates, for to process non-SAP templates, we have a folder created non-SAP data files. Inside this, one more folder is there, that is file. Inside this, okay, we are processing ledger templates, we are processing revenue templates, we are processing debitors templates, we are processing project customer templates. Okay, so for every this to process ledger and revenue, and for each one separate folders are created. If you take ledger folder, this is empty because no files are there today. Maybe revenue, all the okay. Inside this folder, what happens is access has been given to users to this folder, non-SAP folder. To non-SAP folder, access has been given to the end users. What they will do is they will simply place the files inside these folders. If it is a revenue file, they will place a revenue template inside the revenue folder. If it is a ledger, they will place ledger files inside the ledger. If it is debitors, then they will place Debitas file in the inside this folder. This is a folder structure created for non-SAP to process the I mean for non-SAP data files. Okay, clear? For non-SAP data files, we have created this structure. So access has been given to the end users, means MS team. They will place the files. They will place the files where my BOD job will pick the files from these respective folders and process the data. Process means transform the data and load it into Oracle system. Load it into Oracle system. Okay. So for that, for this root folder, I am the owner of this root folder. I can give access to anyone. Okay. So going forward, Manoj, I will make you owner of this root folder so that you can create n number of folders here, or you can, if you want to give access to anybody else, you can give the access. Okay, that control, you will have that control the moment when I make you owner of this root folder. Not only
Okay.
this, not only this, if you want to process any flat file data, if you want to
Hmm.
process any flat file data through BODS, you that flat file should be placed on this shared folder only. Should be placed in a shared folder on TechM GCP. On TechM GCP. That is the process. You
So do
cannot
we have access
because
for this shared path,
that is
the
what that is
URL?
what I will, since I am owner of this path, this network drive. Okay, I will make you owner of this network, this folder, shared folder, so that you will get access.
Okay.
Muka, who is maintaining this GCP server?
Uh, GCP server is maintained by Mahesh Dattatreya.
Okay.
Mahesh Dattatreya.
Okay, please provide those details to Manoj.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you right
Also,
click on
actually,
this,
uh,
hmm,
2 months back we had some issue na, regarding that non-SB files processing, some
hmm,
password expiry
expiry.
issue.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
only
yeah.
the responsible person, right?
Password expiry. No, no, no. That is under our control only.
But earlier you told me, right? Someone had needs to reset the password.
No, no.
Yes.
I can
The
reset the
password was
password. The
expired,
only
no?
thing is, I can reset the password. Okay, from my side, the only thing is I asked them a couple of times to make, to set a never password expiry, so
Never
that we will
expired.
not never expiry. To set a password never expiry, that is what I had requested our ISG team. But unfortunately, as per the TechM policies, okay, so here the password expiry of any service account that should be expired with, the password expiry.
So in
Okay,
that
of
case,
any.
are you getting the notifications that it is
We
going
should
to
get,
expire?
basically we should get the notification, but unfortunately that is also not triggering from the system, not triggering
Okay.
from the system. So for the this is a folder structure created for this non-SAP.
Then
Now
how will we know the password is expired? It's reset.
that is what
While
one thing is,
processing the
basically we should get the, trigger the mail. We should get the mail saying about the reset the password. We should get the alert. Basically we should get the alert 10 days before password expiry, but unfortunately I'm not getting any mail. Before I used to get the alert, but nowadays I'm not getting that alert.
So
There
who
is
is
some
basically
issue.
taking care of that alert part?
Alert part, there is a separate team. I will provide their contact numbers as well, contact mail IDs.
Okay.
Okay, this is our Atacam GCP server, but this designer as to, this designer of job server, okay, in BODS, has to be picked the files from this folder, from these folders, and process it, right? But this SAP is I mean BODS server is hosted on SAP network, whereas Techem GCP is on our network. To establish the communication, what we did here is we SAP team has mounted this network folder, on SAP network from its server side. SAP team has mounted this network drive or a network folder at a server side, SAP server side, with the one service account. With one service account, okay, that is what uh, we are talking about. So the expiry, I mean, that's the password of that service account gets expired every 3 months. Every 3 months. Okay. So before expiring the password, we should basically get the alert. We are not getting alert. How do you know it? In the sense, how do you know whether if you do not get the alert, okay, how to get to know whether that password is expired or not? For that, whenever you run the job, okay, if the data is not processed, then definitely that could be the reason of password expiry only. That could be the reason of password expiry only. For that user is service account that created to mount this network drive. To mount the network drive on an SAP is mm, this one. That service account is this one. That service account is through this service account. What SAP did is they have mounted this network drive. They have mounted this network drive, okay, at SAP server side. At SAP server side. That is what I had sent a couple of emails and requested a couple of times to make never expiry of this service account, because whenever the password of this service account gets expired, what happens is that communication will not happen between Techem GCP and this BODS server, so that due to which job will run successfully, but it will not process any data. It will not process any data. I will provide all these details, you don't worry. Okay, since I'm talking about only this SAP, go here and check the access. Mm, Where is that access? Properties, yeah. Properties, security, edit. Here you can see we have, because access is not given to individuals. Access is not given to individuals. For that, we have created different folders. Non-SAP data files, modify underscore M in the sense modify, then read, then write. Created three different groups. These groups also created by this GCP server team only. Okay, modify. If you want to, just give the modify access on this folder, then that user should be part of this group. Then this underscore read only, underscore write. For that, we have created different folders. Okay, this is the PDF, main folder, root folder access. Okay, this access part I will come back on this access part later. So once users will place the files, in the respective folders, and based on that, here coming to the job, I have created a flat file structure here in BODS. I have created flat file structure in BODS. Okay, because users will share the data in CSV format. Users will share the data in CSV format. If it is a revenue, for revenue, I have created one flat file structure here. You can see here the path, the path of that revenue. The path of revenue is this one, because till revenue, till revenue. Okay, then here I have given star.csv because users will be placing multiple CSV files. Users will be placing multiple CSV files. So that here I have given a star CSV. What happens is whatever CSV files will be placed, whatever CSV files will be placed in that location, it will read. It will read all the CSV files. Okay, if you give specific name, this is already discussed. If you give specific name, then it will read the data only from that specific file. Okay, so this is the how way I have created the flat file structure for every all four. This is for revenue. Likewise, created another flat file structure in BODS for project, for ledger, for debitor. Okay, after creating this flat files structure in BODS, now open this job. Okay, here in this job, I'm handling handling the error, handling the configured error handling as well. Configured error handling as well. That is try catch block. So error handling, we can handle the errors by using try catch block in BODS. Okay, that is a one thing. And also sorry, that is only we can handle the errors by using try catch block in BODS. So after this try, then I have created one workflow here. This is the workflow for all. Here, if you see the name of this workflow for all non-SAP templates, workflow for all non-SAP loads. Okay, now under this, I have created four different workflows. I have created four different workflows. Okay, this is the workflow for ledger flat file process. So this is a workflow created for ledger files. This is a workflow for revenue. This is a workflow for debitor. This is a workflow project. Let me go through one by one. So in the ledger workflow, we have in the next level, I have created one script that is okay, connected to the another workflow. What is there in the script? Check here. What is there in the script? This is print. Print is only for print the message. Print the message while running the job. While running the job, this print will just print the whatever message we are passing to this print, that will message. That will print on the screen. What I did here is just for understanding purpose only. Files checking in started. Files checking started in the ledger folder. Just for understanding purpose only, I have printed all these message. What I am doing here is check here. I have created one created what? Nothing. This is already commented. Just to read the files. Read the files from this ledger folder. Read the whatever CSVs will placed in this ledger folder in this location. Just read all the files. Read all the files. So for that, I have used one function called wait for file. Wait for file. So wait for file in the sense this will give you the how long it should wait. How long it should wait? That is 15 seconds, I guess. This is seconds only. Wait for 15 seconds. Whatever files are there, whatever files will read till 15 seconds. Okay, it will wait for 15 seconds. After that, it will start reading the files from this location. It will start reading the files from this location and capturing the file names. Whatever file names it will read. Whatever file names it will read, I'm just capturing those file name list, file names, and also capturing a number of files. How many files it is reading. Here capturing the number of files, how many files it will read, and also capturing the name of that file. Okay. So after that, just printing how many files it will read. How many whatever files it will read. Okay, I'm just printing that number on the screen. Then that checking process. So all the script, ante the script will what it will do is it will simply read the files. It will simply read the files from that ledger folder. For that only I had to write this script. After reading the files, after reading the files from that location, given location, then what will happen is, for suppose, if there is a file, if there is a file placed inside that folder, what happens is it will give number one. If there are two files placed, then it will return two. If there are three files placed, it will return three. Okay, so that here I'm checking, here I have used, this is the conditional, you can see what is this one? Conditional workflow.
If else.
This is conditional one. Okay, inside this conditional, I'm checking one condition. For example, if there are no files processed, sorry, if there are no files placed, then this entire job not required to run. This entire job not required to run. For that only here I am just checking a condition if any files are there. If any files are there in that folder. If files are there, it will return the number. If 10 files are placed, then it will return 10 number 10. If no files are placed in that folder, in that location, it will return 0. If this condition does not satisfy it will not go to true part. In this condition, we have true part and else part. If this condition gets satisfied, if this condition gets satisfied, it will go to true part and it will process this true part. If this condition does not satisfy it, it will go to else part. In the else part, I'm just simply passing on message, no files exist in that ledger folder. Clear, right? So for example, if the condition is true, then it will go to again another data flow I have created here. Inside this data flow, what I did is I have taken that ledger. I have taken that ledger flat file as a source. I have taken that ledger flat file as a source. What is the ledger? This one. Or else you can go and check here as well. Just check. Whatever files are there in the ledger, whatever files are in the ledger, simply what this data flow will do is, this data flow is nothing but this SAP ledger data flow. What this data flow will do is, it will read all the data of those files. It will read all the data of those files. Okay. And so here in this is a flat file data. This is a flat file structure. On the right side, query structure. So from these flat files, I have mapped only year period, only these fields mapped. Only these fields because I want to process only these fields data into the target system. So that I did this. Okay. Then here, this is a calculated one. So in the flat file, what we will be receiving is period. We will be receiving as a full name. We will be receiving as a full name in the period in template. But what I did is if the period is April, I'm just replaced. Okay, replaced with 1. So just giving the period numbers instead of text. For that, I had to use the decode function. Decode function will work same as the if function, if else function. Then after that, one more last updated. Here in the last update is just created one more field just to understand when that file has been processed. When that file has been processed, to understand that only, I have created one date field. I have created one date field here, simply giving the system date. Okay, what it will do is it will give the system date whenever that file will process. Whenever that file will process, that date it will return the date, system date. Okay, after that, what I'm doing is,
Venkat, I
yeah,
have a question. Can you go back to that query again?
yeah,
So here, I just want to understand this symbol, like triangle. If you check on the left hand side, we have a scenario, then we have a year with the triangle. And on
uh,
right hand side, if you see, we have a fiscal year and accounting period as a double arrow.
hmm. So
What does it
this
mean
in this
basically?
in on the left side, if there is a arrow, means it is mapped to query transformation. If it is mapped to query transformation, if there is no
Okay.
arrow, This is not
It is not
mapped to
mapped.
the, it is not mapped to the query transfer. Means I'm not processing the scenario column data to target table.
Hmm. Hmm.
That is the meaning. Because in the source table, I have 10 columns. In the source table, I have 10 columns, but I'm not processing 10 columns data into target table. Whatever data, whatever columns data is required to process into the target table, so that I'm mapping those only to the query transformation. That is the difference of this arrow and without arrow.
Okay.
Okay, and right hand side, if you see this double arrow is nothing but that is a calculated
EOC
one,
function. Yes.
calculated column. This is a calculated field. Double arrow in the single arrow in the sense direct mapping. Single
Mm-hmm.
arrow is nothing but a direct mapping from the source file. Direct mapping from the source file, whereas
Hmm.
double arrow is nothing but a calculated field.
Okay. What is the
Calcul
use of this schema remapping?
where is that schema remapping?
Right hand side corner.
Schema mapping in the sense
Okay, you are mapped it to this template only, you know.
template only. If it is, if the schema is different for a DB table, see this schema mapping does not applicable to these templates.
Okay.
Okay, if it is a DB table, then you can mention that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, this is only one-to-one mapping only, nothing else in this non-SAP templates process. That's it.
In advanced tab, are we using anything like drop and reload
No,
or something?
nothing,
Nothing, no?
nothing. No, no, this is a
Okay.
query transformation properties.
Okay.
Query transformation will generate a select query basically. Select
Mm-hmm.
from,
Understood.
where, group by, order by. Nothing I did here. Where, nothing. From is nothing but a that source file.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing any grouping, not doing, simply select star from source and insert into target table. That is what I'm doing here. That's it. Okay. So what I'm
Okay.
doing is after this, just loading the data into target table. What is this target table? Check it. Where I'm loading this data, target table. That target table is nothing but here you can see ds underscore. This is the name of data store. This is a name of data store. Okay. Dot schema name. Dot schema name. And what is the name of the table? Target table name? stg underscore non underscore ps9 underscore ledger. This is the target table name. Okay, in Oracle system. Go to this data store and see this is connected to which database. What is the data store name? Data store name is BODS user.
DS.
This one. Go and
Mm.
see edit. This is connected to which database? This is a data store. Okay,
Oracle.
created to Oracle. So in the Oracle, I have this table. In the Oracle, I have this table. So I'm extracting the data from this flat file, ledger flat file, and loading the data into this target table. That's it. Loading the data into target table. That's it. So that this is nothing but a ETL process. Extracting the data from ledger, source, that is a ledger template, ledger flat file, and loading the data into target table. The target table is a Oracle table. After this, here I have created one more. Why? Because here in this, I'm using the target table as a source here. I'm using that target table as a source. Why I'm using the target table as a source in the sense, just check here. In the staging table, hmm. So this second data flow, what it will do is just to capture only the file names. Here you can see at the end, I'm also capturing the file names. Also capturing that flat file names. Okay, this is the data for this flat file. This is the data of this flat file. When this data was processed 11th March. When this data was processed 11th March. Okay, so capturing this file name, capturing the file name here. See, For this, for capturing the file name, taking only distant rows. Because for every row, for every record, the file name is C. In this flat file, there are let's assume 36 maybe 36 records are there. If I do not, if I the moment when I take this capture that file name, it will give 30 it will give the same file name 36 times. It will give the same file name 36 times. That is what I'm just taking only distant file names. After taking distant file names, what I'm doing here is just loading those loading those files with row ID. See, loading those files with row ID into the target table. That target table here is, see, again Oracle only. So in this target table, what I'm doing is I'm simply storing the file names. Simply storing the source file names. Simply storing the source file names. That's it. Why I'm storing the source file names? Why I'm storing the source file names is as soon as let me go back here. As soon as my job process this template, whatever file is the flat file is there in this location, as soon as that file is processed, as soon as that file is processed, what I'm doing is I'm moving that file to archive folder. I'm moving that file to archive folder. See,
Ledger,
with
no?
day ledger. If you see this file, what is the name of this file? Whatever files it reads, as soon as that file is processed, means as soon as that file is processed means in which flow that file will process this data flow that file will process. As soon as that file will, as soon as that file is processed, what I'm doing is move that file, move that file from the revenue to this archive folder. This is a backup, history or backup. You can say whatever you can. Backup of all the processed files. Backup of all the processed files. If the user come back and no, can you give me when that file was processed? No, we have shared the correct data, but uh, proper data was not. Proper data is not loaded into the system. So for that witness only, I am storing. I'm taking a backup of all the processed files along with the date as a suffix. Date as a suffix. If you see this, when this file was processed, 11/03, 11th March, and also capturing date as well, 1 o'clock. This file was processed, okay, on 11th March, 1 o'clock. This is a backup. That backup is there in archive folder. For that only, I have created this data flow just to capture the files from that source location, okay, and load those, store those file names in the Oracle system. Store those files in the Oracle system. After that, what I'm doing is, again, I have written one script. In this script, what I'm doing is I'm just moving the files, all this script, this entire script, what it does is it moves the files from original location. It moves the file from original location to the archive folder. It moves the files from original location to archive folder. For that only here, this is the script of moving the files from, in this case, moving the files from ledger or revenue, whatever it is. Let me take a ledger only. Moving the files from original location, original where that file has been processed, moving that location from that location to this archive folder. For that only, I had to write this much of script. Okay, just try to understand this script. What I'm doing is I'm
But
just, yeah,
this is
yeah, Ram.
shell script or which one? This one? Is it
This
shell
is SQL
script
only.
or
No, no, SQL,
which one?
SQL. No, SQL only, SQL only. SQL only. This one is SQL only.
While begin,
Yeah,
the
this is
one
the
which you
while
told
loop,
me,
loop
no?
functions. For in this script, I have used some functions. While I have used the while loop. By using in this script,
While
okay,
loop,
it
while
is
loop is
it
okay.
is mixing
No, no.
of okay, BODS functions, SQL query, SQL statements, SQL statements and BODS function. That's it.
Earlier, you had shown me, right? Wait for file function.
That is a Linux script. This script is a
Linux.
Linux, Unix,
Okay.
Unix. Sorry, this is a
Unix.
Unix script.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
this is a
Okay.
Unix script, and
So
this is, yeah,
we can write multiple script in a single page.
yeah. You can write here.
Okay.
This is the your job. Okay, if we go here, where is
Okay.
the job? This now you are at a job level here.
Okay.
You are at job level. Okay, inside this you can write any number of, here inside this you can write script. Here you can see you can create a workflows. You can create data flows. You can write any script. You can create script. Okay, then conditional statements. Then try and while loop try.
Okay.
Now
Okay. Okay. Okay.
coming back to this script. Okay, here this script is mixing of BODS functions and SQL statement queries. That's it. See here. Okay, I will go through this quickly. Here I'm just printing a message like a ledger files moving process is started. First in this script, what I'm doing is how many files are there in that Oracle table. What I'm doing is, because first I need to count the number of files to move from original location to the archive folder. For that, what I did here is I have just written that only SQL script only. This is SQL only. This is for writing a SQL, for writing SQL queries, for writing SQL statements. In this script, we need to use the SQL function. This is the SQL function.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We need to use the SQL function. Inside SQL function, here we need to pass the two parameters. First parameter is a data store name, connection name. First one is a connection name, and the second one is nothing but SQL statement. That's it. This is a syntax of SQL
Oh,
function. Syntax of SQL
okay.
function.
Got it.
What I'm doing is I'm just checking how many files are there in this table. How many files are there in this table? After that, here I have declared variables. See, ledger row number is a variable. Okay, all these, whatever start with a dollar, na, whatever name start with dollar, those are nothing but a variables. Those variables either can be local variables or global variables. Okay, if you want to check and go here, go to tools and variables, check here. Ledger row count. Ledger row count is a local variable. Means this variable, the scope of this variable is only here only throughout this script only. You cannot use this variable outside of the script. So just initialize that one more variable and just printing the count. Okay, and also target path. I'm printing the target path where that file is moving. Okay, and giving that a target path. And here I have used the loop, while loop. Why? Because if there are 10 files, I need to move 10 files to the archive folder, right? So for that only I had to initialize the one variable starting with 1. So check 1 less than or equal to count. If there are 10 files, 1 less than or equal to 10. Okay, condition true. Inside this condition, again I'm printing a row number. Okay, and printing row number and also taking the timestamp, because why here I have taken the timestamp is to concatenate to the file name. Concatenate to the file name. Then take the file name. What is that file name? Where we have stored the file name? In this table. In this table, we have stored the file name. So for that, again here, I had to write the SQL statement. C, select di file name. Where is that Oracle, right? Oracle. Just a minute. In Oracle, what is this case staging? This is staging only. Staging means here, this is a staging, one staging. Okay, select a start from, see, this table stores the files. Whatever files are there in the source, in that location, it will simply capture all the file names and store, my data flow will capture all those file names and store in this table. Okay, so that here just take the row count. Row count is here while storing the files in this table. I'm taking the row count also. Okay, row 1, 2, 3. Based on this row count only, take that file name. Okay, and this row count till this condition satisfied, it will read all the files from this table, file names from this table. And for moving, I'm printing a source file and a source path just to understand purpose only. These print statements are only just to understand purpose only. How I am moving from source to this archive folder is here again I have written see file move function. This is a BODS function, file move. What I'm doing this file move function, this is a variable holds the source file name. Okay, and this is the target. This is a variable which will hold target file. Okay, then after that, what this is a word extension. I don't need all the path, full path. I need only file name and concatenating that timestamp dot CSV. This function, okay, will move the files from source path to destination path. After that, increasing the row number. After that, increasing the row number. Okay, then again it will check this. Row number is now incremented to 2, 2 less than 10. Then move that second file, 3 less than. Okay, once all the files moved from that, the moment when this condition fails, then it will come out of that loop. And at the end, I'm just giving this message. That's it. After this, that's it. What I did after this, okay, likewise, because here I have not connected these workflows with each other. All these workflows will process parallelly. Will process parallelly. So same thing, same script and same logic for remaining as well. Okay. Then after this, what I did, once files are processed into into Oracle table, here after this, what RAM will do is I'm loading the data into staging table only. I'm loading the data into staging table. After staging table, what RAM has written some store proc, right, Ram? So you have written some SP right there. So that
Yes, yes,
SB,
yes, yes, yes.
that SP is this one. I'm simply calling that SP. That's it. Here, what I'm doing is I'm calling SP. How do you call SPs? This is the syntax statement to call SPs. While calling the SP, I'm passing the year and month. So SP process is started and SP process is completed. So here, if we go here and see that, sorry, here only functions, I have imported that store proc here. So you have to, whenever you want to call the store procs from BODS, right click on these functions under the data store, right click on these functions. Okay, import by name. Simply give that SP name here and owner of that and schema of that. So here I have imported that SP, okay, into BODS. Where is that? Here, this one. And calling that SP. Just calling this, executing that SP from this BODS. That's it. After SP is called, after SP is called, then what I'm doing is giving the success or failure message. If the templates are processed, again I am triggering the email. I'm triggering email to all the recipients. Triggering email to all recipients. This for to trigger email from BODS, we have one predefined function SMTP underscore 2. This is the name function name. Okay, function name is used to trigger the mail, trigger a mail from BODS, trigger a mail from BODS. So this function will take first arguments, like first one is a recipients, second one is email subject, second parameter is email subject, and third parameter is email body. Third parameter is email body. Then fourth parameter, this is the error, number of lines, success lines, number of error lines. For suppose if we want to process number of, success lines 10 in the email body, 10 success lines will be 10 success lines will be shown. Okay, these are the error lines. These are the error lines. First 10 error lines will be shown in the email body. Okay, then after that, I'm simply passing on message email has been delivered successfully. For suppose job is failed. So for that only I have used try catch. What this try catch is, it will try this process. It will start the process. If this process means this workflow is processed, completed successfully, and this SV is also completed successfully, then it will go to this success script. See the flow. Start with try, go to this workflow and process this workflow. Okay, after that, then come to this script, process this, run this script. After this, come to this success. If this script is completed successfully, then next it will go to this script, success script. If this process is failed, here if the this process is failed, okay, it will not go to here. It will directly jump to this catch. It will directly jump to catch. In the catch, again, I have written one script. I am here again triggering one more email for failure. If job is failed, I'm triggering an email. I'm triggering one more email. So basically in this, I mean, for job success, as soon as job is completed, okay, if it is success, then trigger a success email. If it is fail, then trigger failure email. That's it. Okay, this is for, this is for, what is this? This is for ledger. Same thing here. I will show you one. Mm, So to schedule the jobs and to monitor the jobs, we need to log into the management console. Okay, again, I'm just showing you. I will come back to this later. Let me show. Let me show you one thing here. Repository 2 we are using here. Any non-SAP, let's see here. Non-SAP all. I just want to see last execution jobs, such. Okay, see here. I just wanted to this trace. See, first starting with manual files all. This is a workflow, right? Again workflow. Again next workflow is the what? Load all, load all. See workflow. You can see this messages all. File checking is started in ledger. File checking is started in revenue. Project, debitor. No files in the project. Okay, if there are no files, then it will skip the true part. Come to else part and it will display that message. Okay, then again, file checking is completed in the everywhere at every step. Okay, I'm printing on message. Then no file checking is completed. See, no files exist. No files exist. And all the loads, all the workflows completed successfully like this. Because we have scheduled this job, I guess, at every 2 hours. Okay. If the files are not there, then I don't want to process entire flow. Check the files. If files are there, then process it. Otherwise, leave it. Okay, I will come to the scheduling part later. Any questions here in processing non-SAP templates?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir,
Yeah,
you told that some SP storage procedure in SQL. Is it for like moving the data from staging tables to the original tables in SQL, Oracle?
this SP, no?
Yes, sir. Like why? I mean, moving from staging tables to Oracle tables, sir. Why we use that SP?
Landing tables, I guess. Ram can answer this. Landing tables only. Just a minute, I will come to
There are
this. Wait, wait,
there are
wait.
two types of tables here: landing table and staging table. Landing table is a replica of the files.
See,
Okay,
yeah,
staging
you're
table
talking
is
about
the
this only, right? You're talking about
Yes,
this only, right?
yes,
So
sir.
I'm just calling this store proc from BODS. Inside this store proc, there is some logic, right, Ram? So what Ram is doing is, Ram is
yes, yes,
what
yes.
Ram is doing in that script is simply taking the data from staging tables and loading the data into landing tables. Those
Okay.
No, no,
landing
no, no, no,
tables,
no,
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 no. Okay, you can go
no,
ahead,
no,
Ram.
Mukul.
Sorry. Hmm.
You only doing the landing table and staging table. Here I am taking the table as a source and applying the logic
Hmm.
in this procedure. Can you go
Yes.
back? There are two. Yeah. Here there are two.
No, only one.
See,
Staging
first
only.
one is no, no,
Staging.
no. This is staging. This is staging. No, this is landing table. Okay.
Landing
This is
table.
landing
Okay.
table. There is one more table. This is landing table. There is one more table. This is staging table. Second one.
Uh-huh.
This is staging table. Okay.
No, no, no.
Eh,
This table is using for my files processing. I mean, capturing the file names, not related to your script. I'm loading the data.
okay. Got it,
No,
got it.
Ram, I'm loading the data into staging tables
Okay.
only. Hmm.
No. You are loading the data into landing table only. Staging table, I am doing it. Can
Mm-hmm.
you open that procedure once? I will show you.
Not required. No? So, no, Durga, answer to your question. Just calling that SP. Okay, that SP. I mean, after running the SP, okay, the output of that SP is a source to B4. Source to B4 means non-SAP data. Okay, will I mean, the source of
Non-SAP
uh,
PM, non-SAP PM or non-SAP ledger for B4 source and non-SAP revenue for B4 source.
mm.
All these three logics are in that procedure.
So in the B4 loads, what they are doing from B4 also they are processing. I mean, processing this non-SAP template data. What they are doing is they are taking the data from this Oracle output of this SP and loading the data into B4. That's it.
So that means this SP will load the data from Oracle tables to B4, sir.
Oracle, Oracle to Oracle only.
Oracle. Okay, sir.
From one table to
The
another table in Oracle.
complete functional logic is in that procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sir. Got it.
So that procedure will load data into Oracle only, correct?
Oracle only, which is a source to your
Yes.
B4.
Hmm. And can you go to this workflow?
Which one?
First one.
Hmm.
In this, go to the ledger condition.
Hmm.
So here the first data flow. So in first data flow, basically, suppose there are 10 files. Okay. So
Hmm.
all the 10 files will be available at the source, data
Yes.
source level, all 10
Yes.
files.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that query transformation will process all the 10 files into the
All
target
the
files.
all the data for 10 files
All the data from 10 files into the
and
target
load the
at the
data
same time.
into same time. Only single data flow is there, right? That is what I have given here star. It will process all the data of all 10 files. It will read data of all 10 files and load the data into this target table.
So
This
how the
staging.
query will understand like which CSV file they have processed, like
Huh?
in which order or random order, the
Nothing,
query
nothing.
transformation.
Hmm. Query transformation, this query transformation, it will simply check these column names. Just column names. Based on the column names, okay,
So how it
maybe
picks
it picks randomly. There are 10 files. Maybe first file it will the order. I mean the order is we never know in which order picks the files. In which order it picks the files, we never know. Randomly it will pick the files and load the data into this target table. That's it.
It just checks the CSV files.
Is
can you
that's
See
open
it.
the
CSV
target file?
type file, then it will.
Target table.
This is a DB table, database table.
Open this.
Hmm.
Go to the right hand side corner.
Here I'm capturing that file name also, from where this
I'm
data
just
is.
saying the time part only, timestamp.
Hmm.
But in all of them are processed at the same time, same timestamp. Okay.
There may be difference of milliseconds, Manos.
But I can say only one file name is coming in the DI
Here,
file name.
yes. This time it was processed only one file.
If there are multiple files, then we could have
It
directly checked the timestamp.
yes,
How it is checking.
Here you can check, or go to Oracle. There also you can check. Okay, Oracle table is what? What is this table? Sorry,
Non PS file.
ledger only, till ledger. Here you can check. I'm giving everything here. These two are, these two last two columns are not coming from the source. I have created these two in query transformation, custom fields, calculated fields.
It contains only latest file.
Hmm. Whatever files will process by this data flow, it will capture those files only, files data. That's it.
Okay.
Basically,
So
it's a
it is
content
basically
of
it is getting
Manoj.
at archived as well, no? At the
Yes.
same time. So
Yeah.
can you go to the archive
No,
folder?
no. How it is? First, what happens is see the this flow of execution. First, it reads the data of all files and load the data into target table. After that, I'm taking this because again, I'm not
Target
going back
table.
to that flat file. I'm not going to that flat file path. I'm
Hmm.
taking this as a source to capture the file names. I'm taking this table as a source to capture file names. Okay, now from this only, see if we see this, this is a target table in previous data flow. I'm
Correct.
taking that target table as source and loading the file names, capturing the file names.
Okay, and then query list.
After this, I have again written on script.
Okay, the second data flow is nothing but you are just moving that file
Capturing.
name to the
No,
archiving folder.
not moving. Not moving. Before moving, capturing the file names, right? Whatever files. Because see, once files are here, they are nothing but these are the processed files successfully. These files have been processed successfully. But in the source, in this path, in this location, in the network folder, okay, I have 10 files. Out of 10, only 5 are processed successfully. Remaining 5 are still there only, maybe due to some issue. I should not move them to the archive folder, right? Only processed only I'm moving, so that I'm taking this table as a source. Whatever files are here means they have been processed successfully. Taking these file names and storing that into another table. In this table, from this table, I'm checking from this table files only, right? From this table, what I'm checking is I'm comparing this and source file. I'm checking whether this file is there in the network folder or not. That file is there in this network folder or not. This folder or not. If this file is there in that folder, then move that file to archive. For moving that, this one. This is to process the template data. This is to capture file names. This is to move the file names to archive. That's it. Okay. Here I have created only one job for all the I mean all templates. Along with that, I have created different workflows also. Different jobs. This is a job for a debitor. This is a job for a ledger. This is a job for project. This is a job for revenue. For suppose whenever, okay, this job is scheduled. This is a schedule, but remaining four are not scheduled. For suppose if there is any failure, you want to run a particular template data. You want to run a particular file, a template, I mean an SAP file, then you can simply run the jobs. If you want to run a ledger manually, ledger templates, if you want to process the ledger templates manually, then run the job. These are not scheduled ones. This is a scheduled one. Clear, right? So scheduled or not scheduled, how to show? I will show you that once I go move to that management console. So any questions here? This is one of the major task that we are doing through from BODS. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, right? Okay. Then moving on to the next one is inside PDS. Okay, I have one more folder created to process CBCR. This is for the taxation purpose. This is for taxation purpose. This will run yearly once. This will run. I mean, this is a continuous process. Okay, every year. Okay. Uh, to process that year taxation data, to process that previous fiscal year taxation data. So in this CBCR in the sense country by country report, country by country report. This we have created this for the taxation team. Taxation team, what they will do is every financial year, okay, they will have to upload this taxation data on on the portal, on the government portal. Okay, so for that only uh, created another job for them, automation of CBCR. Automation of CBCR in the sense inside this, again, this is a folder structure created for the CBCR. So what happens is the background of the CBCR is, uh, I mean, this Tech Mahindra. So we have, this located, I mean, across the different regions. Okay, so Tech Mahindra is located at a different regions across the globe. So in every region, our Tech Mahindra has almost 288 entities. 288 entities. Okay, and 288 entities, 288 entities. Okay, located at different locations. At different locations. So in every location for this to process the taxation data, okay, there are different spokes, different spokes. For every spoke, I have created one folder. What they will do is for every spoke, I have created one folder and given access to that spoke, given access to that spoke. So what they will do is these spokes, what they will do is they will place, okay, they will place a template. We have one predefined template. We have one predefined template. Okay, every year we will trigger that predefined template to all the spokes, all entity spokes, all entity spokes. Where is that one? Let me show you. Desktop. So we have one fixed template for CBCR. So this is a template of CBCR with these many columns. With these many columns and entities. See how many entities we have? 288 entities we have. Every entity, okay, there are different sparks, okay, different sparks to every entity. Here I'm mentioning the spark name as well. See spark. This is the spark to this entity. This entity. Okay. So based on those sparks, I have created a folder structure. I have created a folder structure. I have created a folder structure that is CBCR. So these names, name is nothing but a name of every folder name is nothing but Spark name only, and access given to their folder. So what they will do is every year, okay, starting of the financial year, starting of the financial last year for the financial year 23-24. Okay, we have started this process, CBCR process in the month of I guess May or June. Okay, and completed that process December in the month of January 2025 for the financial year 23-24. Okay, so so I will trigger these templates every starting of the financial year. Okay, trigger this template to respective sparks, triggering this template from BO. I will show you that. Triggering this template from BO. So for every at the starting of the financial year, so they will inform us when to trigger the emails to the respective sparks to fill the data. So what the moment when you trigger this template to respective sparks, what they will do is they will simply fill the data. They will fill the data fill the data of the template, and they will place that file in their respective folder. They will place that file in the respective folder. Okay, so like this, how many are there? How many sparks are there? 62, na? Almost 40 to 40, 40 to 42 sparks are there, I guess. So that I had created, different folders. So this is a folder structure of CBCR. Any questions on this so far? This is very, very important. Why I'm saying is very, very important is for the non-SAP templates, if there is a delay of 1 day, okay, it's fine. But if the CBCR team, taxation team, they will come in the morning, okay, they will expect everything by end of the day. So
Okay.
after creating, yeah.
Venkat,
Hmm.
see, if any new user come now, we need to create another folder here.
Yes. Yeah. If any new spark, suppose let's say comparing to last year 2023, financial year 2022-23 and 23 to 24. Okay, 24 some sparks have been changed to the entities. That
Yes.
time this taxation team is KZL. Okay, KZL is leading this CBCR taxation
Yes.
data.
Yeah.
Okay, so she will inform us to change the spark name.
Okay.
To change the spark name in template, to change the spark name in template, and also uh, give the access to that spark. So for that, we have to create a folder and provide the access to that respective spark.
Okay.
Okay, in the template, if you want, there should be just a minute. This is not required for time being. Be I just want to show you the template. Just a minute. Okay. So for that, the template is fixed template only. NAF. Because I'm triggering the template from BO, that is what showing NAF, then taxation, then central tax, CBCR template. See here. You can simply see what is there in this template. Okay, in the template, we have two sheets. One is the help sheet and second one is the data sheet. Data sheet is nothing but a temp. That's it. No data, maybe because of some reason. Okay, here this is the template with all these columns. And help in the sense these headers. Okay, column headers giving the description. Every column header, what does it mean? Description of every column header. Okay, what they have to do. Why data is not coming? Just a minute. Is this table? This is Anna. It is okay. The template will have only columns are same. Template will have field data from till Spark. Template will have a field data. Okay, from column A to column E. Then this data, rest of the columns data, they will have to fill. Respective Spark will have to fill this rest of the columns data. Okay, they will have to fill the rest of the columns data. Let me. There are n number of mails triggered. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it will not here. It will be here. It should be here basically. Uh, let's see, because this is the one of mail, that has been triggered. See, in the template, as I said, from column A to E are filled ones only. Okay, from column F2, this is the template I had triggered to this Spark. Okay, as soon as he receive this template, he has to fill this data, rest of the columns data, and upload that, place that file in the respective folder of that Spark. That's it. So after this is just folder structure and template. CBCR template, which we will have to trigger once we get confirmation from this taxation team every year.
So
This
every
year,
template will have this, what do we say, SPOC, different
yes,
SPOC.
different because he is the Spark responsible to these entities.
Okay.
Okay, if I go to any other email, check who is this guy. Kejala. Okay, let me. No, this is not in the right structure. The name should be CBCR. See this guy, Mahesh.
Same only, no?
No,
SK.
this no, Mahesh is different, right? Spock should be different, definitely. No, okay. Invalid line items. Let's see here. Uh, See this guy, Suresh Babu. Okay, go to data and see Spock. Their respective entities data only will go, will go to them. That's it. Because this template has all the entities data and their Spocks. Okay, but the moment when I trigger an email, okay, to the Spocks, their respective entities only in the email, their respective entities data only will go to that respective Spock. That's it. Okay, for that here you can see there is a separate folder created for CBCR task. Okay, inside this I have created 3 jobs. So what I'm doing here is on high level, what I'm doing here is the moment when they place the files, the moment when they place the files on their respective folders, what I'm doing is read the data, extract the data from from the template, extract the data from the source plot file and load the data into ANA. For this, I'm using ANA DB. Load the data into ANA. Here, this is consolidation of Excel to CSV. Let me open this. Hmm. This is what this job will do is it will what this job will do is it will read the data from all the templates, whatever present in the respective folders, whatever present on the respective folders, read the data from that the source and load the data into ANA table. Load the data into ANA table. For that only, see the job. In the job, what I'm doing is because here we have different Spocks. We have different Spocks who will be sharing the data. Who will be sharing the data for that financial year. Okay. What I'm doing is first, I'm reading all the files because I cannot create these many flat file structures. I cannot. Here, if you go here I have created one flat file structure for CBCR. That is, go and check here, editor. Here I have created only one flat file structure. Here I have created only one flat file structure. Okay, but I will have to read the files. I will have to read the files. First, I will have to check all these folders. I will have to check all these folders. If there is any file in any of the folder, just process that file. Just process that file. For that, what I did here is first I am consolidating all the checking all the folders, checking all the folders and consolidating all those files and loading those files into one folder, which is nothing but a central tax team, temp folder. Here, what I'm doing is check each and every folder, check each and every folder of that CBCR. If there is any file, and move that file from that respective folders to this one folder, that is nothing but a temp folder. That is nothing but a temp folder, and go and check here. Central tax team. I guess this one. See. Sorry, what I'm doing is central tax team star.csv. So first what I'm doing is in this script, what I'm doing is I'm simply checking all the directories. CBCR. This is again a line Unix code. This is again Unix code. What I'm doing here is checking all the folders, and loading those. I guess just a minute. Loading those folders, loading those, these folders path into one temporary file. Name of the txt file is this one. Name of the txt file is this one. Okay, you go and see that content of a directory. See, I'm just checking. I'm just capturing those folder paths. Capturing folder paths to check whether file exists inside that folder or not. To check file exists inside that folder or not. For that only, I had to capture all the paths of individual folders. All the paths of individual folders. This is the script Unix code. This is a Unix code of to capture the path of all individual sparks. To capture the path of individual sparks and loading that all the individual spark path into this txt file. After that, what I did here is check it. After that, what I did is I'm taking that file as a source, and loading the data, loading those folder names, with the key column. If you look here, see what I'm doing is inside this here, just capturing entire spark path, capturing the spark path. But I am not loading, I'm not storing entire path in the DB table, in HANA DB table. I'm not loading entire path into the HANA DB table. What I'm doing, I'm just only loading that Spark folder name. For that, we have one predefined function word_ext. What this predefined function does is it will extract that particular word. What is the length? So I want to extract only 4 of what is the delimiter here? Slash. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever will come after 4th slash. Okay, capture that name. Capture directories. What is the name of the column here? Name of the column is a directory. See, inside this txt, I'm capturing all the entire path of Spark. But in the query transformation, I'm taking only that folder name, Spark folder name. Okay, and loading that to this target table. Loading that to target table. This target table is again a HANA table only. Name of that is a subdirectories list. I'm taking this as a source. I'm taking that as a source, and what I'm doing in this script is moving all the files from individual sparks. Moving all the files from individual Sparks, moving all the files from individual Spark folder to this one folder, which is nothing but a central tax stream, which is nothing but a central tax stream, that is temp. Because of that, I have created only one flat file structure. If I want to read the flat files from all these individual folders, then you have to create these many flat file structures in BODs, but I don't want to do that. That is what I have created only one flat file structure, and loading all the files and moving all the files into one common folder, which is nothing but a temp. See, this is the code. So after loading those folder names, after loading the folder names in this folder names into ANA table, okay, just counting how many files are there, how many directories or how many folders are there. Okay, after that again use the same thing. Where I am doing here move, so you can see file move. Move that file, move that file from individual Spark folder, from individual Spark folder to target, file target. What is the file target here? This is a file target. Okay, so moving all the files from individual Sparks to one common folder, that is nothing but a temp. This is the script. That is the script of moving all the files from individual Sparks to one common folder. That common folder is the temp. Okay, after that, what I'm doing is now I have started processing the data. I have started processing the data. Again, same thing here. Check the files. Check the files here for this plot. I mean, we are using a source table as Excel. Source table is a source file is Excel, not the CSV. For non-SAP templates, source file is a CSV, whereas in CBCR, file is source template is Excel. Okay, so I'm just checking how many files are there inside the folder. Inside that common folder, how many files are there? Then after that, same thing, processing that. After that, processing that. See here, processing, it will not work, I know it. Processing all that, data of all Excel files. Processing data of all Excel files. Here you can see where is that format. What is my source directory? Till temp. Whatever files are there, Excel files, star.cx, star.excel. Okay, so what it will do is it will extract this query transformation will extract the data of all Excels and load the data into ANA table. That is what I'm doing. Where I'm loading the data, where I'm loading the data here is nothing but this file. Okay, here again, this is also one-to-one mapping only, nothing, one-to-one mapping only. This is a source, source file columns. Source file template, this is a source template. So I'm just, I just did one-to-one mapping and load the data of all Excels into this target data. So target table. Okay. Then after that, load this data. Then again, created one more flow here just to capture the file names. Why I had to capture the file names? This is for moving purpose only. As soon as the files are processed from this common folder, again these are I'm moving them to archive folder. I'm moving them to archive folder. See, same with the same date stamp as suffix. Okay, so for this is also same. This is second flow is to capture the file names. Okay, after that, what I'm doing is same, moving those processed files, moving the process file to archive folder. See, what is the target folder? Archive folder. Okay, for this is for last financial year data. This is for last financial year, files. If there are no files in that common folder, just exit. Okay, then again try catch. Try catch is for just here not triggering any not triggering any email. Just to in the catch, what a file name, what is the file name, what is the error message, okay, what is the line number of that error. Okay, clear this. After this, what I'm doing is once data is extracted from Excels, I means from this Excels. Once data is extracted from this Excel, okay, from this network drive, what I'm doing is I'm loading the data. I'm loading the data into CSV. Loading the data in a CSV. Name of that CSV is this one, consolidation of Excels. Consolidation of Excels. So why I'm loading the data here is here again this is a source. I mean where we have extracted the data, from where we have extracted the data and load the, I mean from source and load the data into this table, target table HANA. From this, I'm simply what I'm doing is I'm loading the data into, this CSV file, okay, and storing that CSV file is on this again network drive. So with this, what I did is I have extracted the data from source files. I extract the source data from source file and consolidate the data and load that consolidated data into one Excel, one CSV. Sorry, one CSV. So this CSV will be given to this taxation team. Will be given to taxation team. That is nothing but this only. Where is that? This one will be given to that CSV console data. Here what I did is I have consolidate all the data which is coming from the source, which is coming from different sparks, okay, into this into this CSV, and this CSV will be given to the taxation team. Will be given to the taxation team. Inside the CSV, if you see here, okay, in this once this is given to taxation team. Taxation team means point of contact is I mean KSL team only. What they will do is there is one column here, validation status column. There is one column here that is a validation status column. Okay, so in the validation status column, what they will do is they will verify this data, whatever data provided by Sparks, whatever data provided by Sparks to their corresponding respective entities. What this taxation team will do is they will validate this data. If this is a correct data, if these are the numbers, the provided numbers, the provided data is correct, then they will punch it as a valid. They will punch it as a valid. If this particular record is numbers are not correct, and they will simply punch it as a invalid. They will punch it as a invalid, and also they will mention the remarks why it is valid or why it is not valid. So no supporting documents available. Maybe they are giving some remarks also after doing the validation. Okay, whether that is a valid or not, just punching the status after verifying the data by taxation team. What I will do is after this, what I'm doing is again we have another job here. Again we have one more job here. CSV post validation to ANA. CSV post validation. In the sense, first this job, what this job will do, it will extract the data from different Sparks, extract the data from different Spark files, and consult the data and load the data into one CSV file. Load the data into one CSV. That is that all the process will be done by this job. And what this second job will do is, what this second job will do is, in this CSV, I'm taking that validation file as a source. Taking that validation file as a source. For that, I have created one more flat file structure for that. See here. This is the validated consolidated file. Okay, which is being validated by taxation team. So here I have given that name. That name should remain same. Okay, after validating, if they save this file with a different name, then it will not process. The name of the file, validated file, consolidated file name should be same. Okay, after this, I'm taking the data. Okay, and here I have see this. Just listen it very. Look at the screen very carefully. This is very important. What I'm doing is, so after this is validated by this console sheet is validated by taxation team, they will punch a valid or invalid. In this column, they will punch a valid or invalid. Which one? I guess this one, validation status. Okay, they will punch whether either this or this. Okay, valid or invalid. What I'm doing here is I am pushing all the valid records into one table. Name of the table is a valid table. See, CSV post validation to HANA. I'm pushing all the valid records into one table, valid table, and all invalid records into invalid table. So these valid records, here I have given one condition in where class C. Validation status. Validation status means this column only. Validation status means this column only. If it is a valid, and load the data into this valid table. If it is invalid, then again valid, load the data into invalid table, not equal to valid. Okay, whether it is other than valid, loading it in this target table. In this here for valid records, here I have used table comparison. Why? Because is we have started processing the CBCR data before last year. Okay, so we have so far, okay, we have processed the 2 financial year data. So first financial year 22-23 financial year data, and 23 and 24. Before processing the CBCR data from BODS, they used to do all these work manually. This taxation team used to do all this, means collecting the data from different Sparks, okay, and consolidate all the data into one CSV file, and validate that data, validate that CSV file data. So they used to do this entire process manually. Okay, so they had reached out to us, and we made it automation. We made entire the manual process as automation. So for that only, here table comparison. In the table comparison, what I did is, see, I'm not generating here, taking the input primary keys is entity and period. Combination of these two. Why? Because every financial year, okay, for the 22-23 entities remain same, but there would be change in a period. So that combination of these two will identify the unique records. And compared columns. Here last updated on. So what I told this taxation team is, if they make any change, here in this consolidated sheet, what I told them is, update this last updated column. Let's say initially this validation status will be blank. First time when you process the data, first time it will be blank. It will be blank. So if they make any change in any record, if they make any change in any record, I told them this column, last updated column should be updated with the date. Whenever that change happens, whenever that change happens in the particular record, okay, just to update this date. Okay, so if it is today, just update the date. Because why I ask them to update the date is based on this only, maybe validation status column or currency column, last update column. If there is any change happened, if there is any change happened in these three of columns, those records only, those records only uh, will get updated in the target table. Will get updated in the for suppose if I make one change here in this record, instead of 0 I put 1. Okay, if I do not change this date, let's assume if I do not change this date, this change will not update in the target table, in the ANA table. Okay, as soon as you update any of these columns, as soon as you update any of these columns, then only that record will get updated in the target table. For that purpose only I have used this last updated on. This is mandatory. This is the mandatory. If they do not, so let's say they have updated some change. Suppose they, let's assume they make one change here, okay, but not updating this last updated column. Okay, that change will not reflect in the system because I had faced many times this experience many times. Because every time they used to make the change and they are forgetting to update this U column and asking us and they say, telling us to no, the change is not reflecting in the system. Okay, I had experienced this many times. So you also make a note of it. Then after that, just map operation. You know that map operation very well. If it is update, then update in the target. If it is insert and insert. Okay, then load the data into. So instead of table comparison, I can make it here. What is this here? This is not a truncate and load. Before loading the data in target table, okay, yeah, this is unchecked. This is not a truncate and load. Why I did not, make this truncate and load? Any idea? Any guess? If I just instead of using the table comparison, okay, if I check this one, okay, last financial year data will be deleted in the target. Only every time the target table will have only the latest financial year data, not like that. Okay, so for we have processed 2 financial year data, 2 financial year years data. So every financial year, okay, they will share the new data. This new data should be appended, should be appended to this existing table data. Invalid, and again invalid will go to this invalid table. For this, the purpose of loading the invalid data into another table is, okay, another table is this invalid record again will trigger back to that respective box to correct the data. What they will do is if any record is invalid, this taxation team will punch it as invalid and they will give the remarks why it is invalid. So that respect to again what I will do is on top of this table, on top of this table I have created one BO report. On top of this table I have created one BO report. Okay, again I am triggering that BO report. Again, I'm triggering that BO report. That name of that BO report is invalid line items. You might have observed that already. Just a minute. Okay, expand this NAF and taxation, central taxation. See, CBC are invalid line items. On top of that table, okay, using inverse, I have created another report. Okay, again, I will trigger this report again through I will trigger this report with the same template. Template remains same. Okay, but this time, suppose this time only this template will trigger back to the Spox. Okay, who has submitted provided invalid records, who has submitted invalid data or not proper data. Okay, on top of this table, we have created report, CBCR report. This is the report which is being used by this taxation team. Expected. See, 2 years data processed. 23, 24, 22, 23. Okay, if I take 22, 23, then the data will come. So this data is being, this report is being used by taxation team. This report will have only valid data. Invalid this again will trigger back to the respective Spox who has submitted, who has provided the, not correct data. Okay, that is this data flow. After this, what I'm doing is in this report, in this BO report, valid BO report, which has valid records. Users, okay, that means Spox will be providing the data in their foreign currency. Spox will be providing the data, in foreign currency. But in the report we are showing, we are converting that foreign currency data into INR currency. We are converting the foreign currency data into INR. For that only, that currency is happening in BODS only. This currency is happening in BODS only. Foreign currency to INR currency. For that, what I am doing is every time here, first deleting. Okay, deleting that current financial data. Deleting the current financial data, that is current financial data is 2023-003 because in the period now, in the template period, some of these box basically in the period column, this should be last month of a financial year. Either this period should be 2022-012 or 2023-003. But Sparks are giving the different periods. Sparks are giving the different period. Okay, so that whatever period, whatever periods after this 2023-003, because financial year start 23-24 financial year started from July, April 2024. Okay, that means April 2023. So that I have given this deleting the data and loading the data with the currency in the INR currency. That is for this. This data flow is created converting the currency from foreign to INR. Okay, now come here and see what I'm doing. Taking that valid, this table will have only the valid data. So if you look at the name of valid data, what I'm doing here is converting that. Okay, in the staging table, just check greater than 2023 period because last year data is already converted. Last year data is already converted. I don't need to convert again last year data. So that I have given this current financial year period. Okay, then here FMKT YTD, you can check here. All one-to-one mapping only. How I am doing that conversion is check here. FMKT and YTD. I'm capturing. Okay, I'm taking a look at here. I have used the lookup function. Here I have used lookup function. From foreign currency to INR currency, in HANA, we have one table, ticker table, which will have INR currencies. Okay, for that here you can see this is a table. This is a ticker table I am using for currency. I'm using for currency conversion. That is FMKT. If is FMKT in the sense monthly. Okay, YTD in the sense yearly. FMKT TKR is INR foreign currency. Foreign currency to this currency, because here in the template they will provide the currency CNY. Convert the currency. Okay, I mean from CNY to INR. Again JOD to INR. These numbers, converting these numbers from foreign currency, for whatever currency they will provide here. Okay, that is what I have taken this currency as. See, F currency is a column of this ticker table. Here currency is coming from this table, this one. So these are the foreign currency numbers, converting these currency numbers to INR based on this H column. Okay, that is what. So here FISPER. FISPER is always for this financial year 23 to 24. FISPER is a 2024-003. Okay, next financial year you have to change it. When the moment when you start the next financial start processing the next financial year data, then you have to change this one 2025-003. Okay, again YTD data. YTD data also same. For YTD and FMKT, we are doing this currency conversion FMKT in the sense March, based on the March numbers. Whereas YTD in the sense year-end numbers. These are the March ending numbers, FMKT in this March ending numbers, the YTD in the sense year-ending numbers. After that, loading into this another table. That is FMKT and this. After this, what I'm doing is historical. I'm maintaining a historical data. Maintaining whatever data will be providing by Spox, or whatever data, whatever files my job will process. I'm simply loading the data into target table. Another target table is history all. It is a valid data or invalid data, whatever it is. Okay, during this process, we will have to trigger the mails multiple times. Okay, we'll have to, this is not a scheduled one. Okay, ad hoc job only, ad hoc run only, ad hoc run in the sense once this taxation team will inform us when to run which job. Okay, either run the consolidation data or second one, load the data into report, I mean a target table. So irrespective of that, whatever data my both jobs will process, I'm simply loading all the data into this historical table. Okay, that historical table is name of the table is history all. Irrespective of the invalid data. Here I have used just merging combined valid and invalid data and storing that into historical table. So if you go to HANA, okay, now the B4P, right? Okay, see, invalid table will not have any data. Open data preview, because these two are financial data already processed. So financial year data is already processed means all the data whatever will be coming from the respective Spox. This taxation team has validated the data, and all the data is valid data only. Okay, till that time we need to run all the jobs. Invalid data will not have any data, table will not have any data, whereas go to valid table. See, for 2 financial years, I have 553 rows. You can go and check for the 23-20 in list. See, this is data for 22-23 financial year. 288 entities data processed for 22-23 financial year. For this last financial 23-24, how many entities data processed? Just check it. 265 only. Some of the entities, not provide the data, maybe not required, I guess. Okay, these on top of these two tables, we have created a BO reports. On top of this table, we have created a CBCR report. Okay, that I will show in the next. I mean, when I go to BO. Okay, then this. So FMKT rates. See FMKT rates. You can see here. FMKT. You can see this data till these two columns. This data remains same. Whatever data we have in this table, same data I'm loading into this. Additionally, giving this FMKT and YTD rates just for INR currency. Okay, here you can see file names, list, subdirectories, all the tables data. Okay, and also you can see when this data was processed. 5th of March, 20th of March, day before yesterday only, I was asked to process this CBCR again for last year, 23-24, so that it was processed. Okay, this is all about, CBCR. Any questions here? Hmm?
Venkat, when to change this value to 2024-003? Like in June 2025, we have to change it.
No. See, whenever you start processing, next financial year data.
So by default, we'll have to change it to 2025-003.
Yes. Only here. Where
Only
in
year
FM,
has to change.
only here, yes, correct. Where FMKD is where? In that case, whenever see this 23-24 is completed. Okay, you don't need to worry about 23-24. Next year, next financial year, whenever you start a processing of the CBCR data, okay, first you have to change here because last financial data is already freezed. Okay, you have to change this to 24,003 and another is here.
But Venkat, I think in the April end, right? Or May starting, we have to change this to 2024, right?
Yes, based on the request only from this taxation team. For suppose in the next year also they want to process previous financial year data. Let's assume. Then accordingly you have to change these dates. But once it is financial year data is processed and freezed, okay, what they will do, basically how it helps to taxation team is they will download this data. They will download this data and they will upload this data on income tax portal. Okay, there you have to change and another here also you have to change. I wanted to make it these two also automatic, dynamic, but somehow because that is an ad hoc basis. See here this year 25 for next financial year. See once taxation team upload this data on income tax portal. Okay, that is freeze. That's it. We don't touch this data again. That is what I was told by taxation team. Okay, till they upload this data on the income tax portal, that time only there might be many changes.
Mm-hmm.
Just only these two changes. Whenever you process, for new financial year data.
Okay.
Whenever you process the new financial year data. Okay, these two are CBCR, automation of the CBCR. Okay, because I joined, after joining TechM, okay, I did automation of the CBCR, automation of this non-SAP templates. These two
Mm-hmm.
earlier, this taxation team used to enter this process manually, and non-SAP templates were in where earlier before moving to BODS? Informatica, right? No, Informatica. Before, these non-SAP templates used to process before from Informatica, I guess. So we have moved, okay, that ETL process of this non-SAP templates to this BODS.
Venkat, one more thing in the Excel files, right?
Hmm.
So the templates, right, which they
Hmm.
have loaded in the share folder,
Hmm.
right, in
Hmm.
the drive.
Hmm.
So in that
Network drive.
also there might be some issue could come, right, regarding some data discrepancy issues.
Yes, yes, correct. Because that is what will happen every time. That is what only will happen because I will tell you one thing. From column I2, from column I2, R, na? Yes. From column
Mm-hmm.
I to R, the data type of these columns is integer.
Okay.
Okay, for suppose if they give instead of 0, if they give hyphen, okay, then
Mm-hmm.
definitely it will throw the error.
Mm.
If data is not provided properly, if data is not provided properly, then definitely your job will throw the error. Because I will give you one example, live example. Yesterday, when I was asked to process, this CBCR for the last financial year, that is what in the template in the help sheet we have given that instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you yesterday's one so that is only the data issues we will face.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday's one is it is not here. So 20 only. See,
Mm-hmm.
when I was done this yesterday only, right? If you see
Mm-hmm.
error here, see, cannot convert data hyphen into type double. If you go to here, okay, see
Mm-hmm.
the plot file structure. Sorry, come here, come here. What is the data type of these numeric fields? From third party revenue to retained earnings, the data type is double.
Okay.
But what they did yesterday while sharing the data, that sheet,
Mm-hmm.
they put hyphen in this retained earnings column.
Okay, we are getting a column also. Okay, that
There
is
is a
easy.
retained
Simple.
earning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Retained
Mm-hmm.
earning. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
giving the numbers, they put
Mm-hmm.
hyphen in one of the cell.
Okay.
That is what it was thrown error.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what in the template also, if you look at the template, we have instructed them very clearly. Where is the
The
template?
format, right, in which the data
See,
should be.
help. See, third party revenue, amount of revenue reported in financial year, somewhere. mm, It should be integer only. Somewhere we told them, but I'm not sure where it is. Okay. So if instead of the integer, instead of the integer, if they provide some other than that, which BODS is not able to convert, which BODS is not able to convert, definitely throw the error. Based on that error, again you have to go back. Okay, go back to the taxation team or that respect to Spark. So, boss, this is the due to this my job did not success. Okay, just correct it.
Okay.
That's it. Any more? Any questions? This is the template. Every time we need to trigger. First time, whenever you start the financial year, na. Okay, this is the template. See why it is not coming into viewer. There might be some issue. Okay, type, entity, holding, country, and Spark are the predefined field columns that you can see here. See, in the help we are instructing them. Please do not change this column text. Till country, do not change the column text. Pre-populated ones. From tin to rest of the columns only, they will have to fill the data. Okay. How I'm triggering this template first time. Okay, and also second time I'm triggering this invalid records again triggering back to respect to Spock that I will show you in next session. Okay, because triggering emails done from BO, done from BO. Okay, any questions? You just go through this. Okay, you might have some questions. Okay, what is this
Sure,
data?
Venkat.
You may not understand all this code and everything. Okay, just go through this. Try to understand this code. If any questions, okay, basically
We need
this
a access partner before that.
you
The
have
data
it now
service should
already.
work. The data
Uh,
services should work now.
See, that is not related to access, but you have access already. Okay, that we can check. That is not an issue. So in today's session, okay, I have completed automation of non-SAP templates and automation of CBCR. Along with these two, I did automation of HFM and also did the automation of UVO. This is for Power BI. Okay, next session, I will continue with this UVO and other one is HFM. And remaining all jobs, remaining all jobs are very simple. Just calling SPs only. Very simple. Calling SPs only. Anyhow, I will show couple of jobs. See, here I'm calling this SP. Oddly, for CBCR, there is a ETL process. For non-SAP template also ETL process is there. UVO also ETL process is there. And HFM, I guess HFM is also straightforward. There is no ETL process involved. Okay, they are simply calling the store procs from BODS. Okay, that's all, guys, for today. Any questions?
Not as such here. We have to check with team.
Mhm. See,
For
while
that part.
processing non-SAP templates, processing CBCR, you will definitely, face the issues because of the data only.
No
Not the
quality.
technical issues, because of the data
Mhm.
issues only, data quality issues. The team Madhya, even after checking multiple times for Madhya, it is not working. Maybe Mantran or Manoj, you just get in touch with, coordinate with team people. Okay, set that path in system environment variables. Let's see whether it is you also will get the, running into same issue or different, that we will see. That we will see. Sorry.
Sure.
Sure, Venkat. Okay then.
Hmm?
Thank you
Okay.
all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.